Similar to an interval of a second and an interval of a third, an interval of a sixth can also be either major or minor. An interval of a minor sixth occurs when two notes are separated by the distance of 8 consecutive half steps. Remembering that 2 half steps equals 1 whole step, 8 half steps can also be looked at as being comparatively the same as 3 whole steps and 2 half steps. Using this pattern of steps, let's figure out what an interval of a minor sixth above the note A is. 1 whole step above the note A is the note B. A half step above B is the note C. The notes C and D are separated by a whole step. Another whole step above the note D is the note E. And finally, a half step above the note E is the note F. As you can see, an interval of a minor sixth above the note A is the note F. On the other hand, an interval of a major sixth occurs when two notes are separated by the distance of 9 consecutive half steps, or 4 whole steps and 1 half step. Knowing this, let's figure out what an interval of a major sixth above the note G is. A whole step above the note G is the note A. Another whole step above A is the note B. A half step separates the notes B and C. A whole step above the note C is D. And finally, a whole step above the note D is the note E. For certain intervals which are separated by a large amount of steps, such as minor and major sixth, rather than having to count 8 consecutive half steps, using the scale as we had for the previous intervals might be a more practical solution. For example, we recently learned that an interval of a minor sixth above the note A is the note F. If we take a look at an A minor scale, we can see that the 6th scale degree, or the 6th note in the scale, is in fact the note F. Likewise, if we want to know what an interval of a minor sixth above the note B is, we could simply take a look at a B minor scale and easily see that the 6th note in the scale is the note G. This same method may be applied to an interval of a major sixth as well. We already know that an interval of a major sixth above the note G is the note E. Looking at a G major scale, we can see that the 6th note in the scale is in fact the note E. In this same respect, by looking at the notes of a C major scale, because A is the 6th note in the scale, we know that an interval of a major sixth above the note C is the note A. An interval of a sixth is any interval which spans 6 positions on the staff. When reading either an interval of a minor or major sixth on the staff, you will notice that each note will always go either from a line to a space with 2 spaces and 2 lines between them, or from a space to a line with 2 lines and 2 spaces between them. As always, it is the performer's job to determine whether the distance between each note is either an interval of a minor sixth or an interval of a major sixth. Just like all of the other intervals discussed in the previous videos, it would be very advantageous to memorize this shape so that you will be able to quickly recognize it when reading or writing music. In the next video, we are going to learn about an interval of a seventh. We will see how, like an interval of a sixth, an interval of a seventh can also be both major or minor.